welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer and we are headed up to the shop. This is of course the Chipping Norton map, and we are up to January. Now, I spoke last time about the possibility of doing either cultivating or doing plowing today. Looking through what's available, cultivating is actually going to earn us more money. There's way more opportunity. Oh, let's turn the lights off on the Landy. There we go. Yeah, there's way more opportunity today to earn money from cultivating contracts. And this comes mainly because of this contract here. Field 20 has a profit per minute of 382, which isn't really why I'm looking at it. It'll take us 7 minutes to do, but it comes with this tractor and this cultivator, and this is a 12-meter cultivator, which means we can go through and do a ton of larger contracts very quickly. So we will borrow the items for field 20, and that will be the last one we do today. And then we're going to have a look at this one for field 18. So this is only 2 meters wider, this cultivator, so we should be able to knock this one out. So we will accept that one. And then we also have field 15 here. This is a smaller cultivator than the one we have, and we should be able to knock this out slightly quicker, and will work really well for us. So with those contracts, we're looking pretty good. We're going to do 15 and 18 first. Let's have a look where everything is on the map. So 18 is really close to us, and 15 is right beside it. In fact, it looks like those two, you come down there, and 20 is not far from there, but we're not going to jump and do that first. And yeah, so we got this John Deere 8RT along with this Farmit cultivator. These should work really well together. And one thing I do like about these tractors is just how maneuverable they are. It's a really great tractor to use. I've been using it on my Vintage Oats live stream series, and they've been yeah, the one I've got on there, I've got a Fendt one on there, and especially with stuff that mounts on the 3-point, they are really good. So let's get this out. We'll head down to 15 and 18. And we should be able to get those two turned out pretty quickly today, I think. Looking at this, there's actually an entrance to field 18 right here. So that's perfect. We'll be able to go in a circle unless we have enough time to pick up another field. Now, let's have a look at 18. I think my best bet is probably going to be to go with the longest edge, which is over this way. Certainly the way this field has previously been worked seems to be along this longest edge over here. So we'll bring this out here, and it doesn't look overly straight, this edge, interestingly. It just looks like it's yeah, a little bit. Oh wow, that is, so that is this edge along here. Looks like we're going to be working. Lots of the fields on this map seem to have large grass areas that you can go and work if you want to alongside them, or even extend the fields into, which is quite nice. Right, so let's turn on the GPS again. We will set our first waypoint. We'll drop it down, and we're going to try and make a straight line across here. So the angle we're going at is 283, and we'll see if this holds on the other side. But yeah, coming across here, we're going to end up going in a little bit and then coming back out the other side. I want to try and make that as straight on that as possible, because then we'll have a nice 283. Let's see if that... Okay, that is really good. So we want to try and get that as much on that line as possible. So back down to 283 there. And hopefully that will then create a really good line for us to go on. So we will keep going on that right to the end, get as straight a line across here as we can. And it means we'll just have to fill in that section over there. Right, let's set our second point, auto width it, and that's looking pretty good. So we'll go fill in the rest of this field, and then we'll be able to move from there. Yeah, look at the sharpness that turns. I've got to be a little bit careful because I did catch part of the cultivator there. But we're good. There, down, forward, and away we go. We can get rid of our GPS lines now and get into the job. We're at the bottom end of the field, and I'm just seeing how well my GPS course has worked. And yeah, look at that. We are right on the edge. I could not actually have positioned that much better. That is fantastic. Oh, I'm so pleased. I am so pleased that worked as well as it has. Now we just need to spin this round, not catch the tractor on our cultivator. And yeah, so we are already over 10%. I think we're nearly 20% of the way through this job. Set that, and away we go. So yeah, it should not take us too long to knock this field out. And with a good GPS course set up like this, that's going to make it even easier. We're halfway through the contract now, and we've had a little bit of a snowfall come through. Has mean that we've now got snow on the field, a little bit harder to see where we've been earlier in the field. Not so bad at the moment, so I'm hoping this is going to melt in a minute. It is coming up to 10 o'clock. And yeah, to be halfway through this within sort of an hour is not bad at all. It should mean that we can skip through these. And I think 18 was the largest contract we had to do today. So we're well on course to earn our 20 grand for January, which is brilliant. That will keep the money coming in. That will take us up to 80,000 for, well, nearly 80,000. For us going into the next month, into February. That means we could end up with £100,000 to start off the spring, which is brilliant news. If a tractor, the right size tractor, turns up in time for our spring setup, we could be absolutely laughing here. We do need something that will do about 120 horsepower, maybe a little bit less. In fact, no, 120 horsepower is a little bit low. 170 horsepower would be really good. There are tractors available in the store for not a huge amount of money, brand new, that would fit that. I think we've got a couple of I think we've got an 8340 and things like that would fit the bill. However, I would really like to try and save a bit of money, make our money go further, and see what turns up in the shop. It's been fairly disappointing so far. We've had no tractors really in the shop. We've got a big combine in there at the moment, which is nearly 200,000. That is of no use to us whatsoever. But no tractors. So that hopefully is going to change before March. We should have enough money in the bank. If we could get like a New Holland T6 or something of that sort of size, that would be perfect. Those brand new are over 100,000. So if we can get one at about half off, we might be able to get one for sort of 50, 60,000, which would be perfect. This part of the field is really fiddly. Wow, it's trying to keep everything in and turn enough. I'm having real trouble sort of getting around fast enough. Having to drive over where I've been a little bit, make some fairly sharp turns. It's going okay, but we are struggling a little bit in some of these corners. And on the other side, you can see I've left a little bit of headland there. That should clear up fairly easily. I've almost completely abandoned the GPS though at this point, because we're doing such short rows. It's quite difficult to line up. Actually, my cultivator on the hedge or the fence there, don't really want to be doing that either. Yeah, just really fiddly part of this field. This field does not make a lot of sense to me. I don't understand why this smaller part here isn't grass when there's two sections of the field that are much more rectangular and would fit better. I think if I was to buy this field, this section here that is really fiddly, I would be turning this into grass, and the bits that we've got extra at the top end and the bottom end, I would be looking to add them into the field, especially down the bottom end here. You can see there's a whole section there that is about the same size as this. So I think I'd cut this off here and then turn this into part of the field. And that way you don't lose anything. And in fact, look at the size of that section there as well. So yeah, I think you could make this field a lot easier to work by doing that. At the moment, it's really fiddly once you get into this part. Unless you work it the other direction, but I don't think that would then be useful for the rest of the field. So I think you're going to end up wanting to turn this section here into grass in order to make sure that you just have an easier field to work overall. All right, little bit here, and then we'll sort out the headland area. Just a small bit. I do love the maneuverability of this tractor. And then we'll go and sort the headland section out. Oh, we are finished, but with just this little bit left here, I can't leave it. And we're making really good time. It is 10 past 11. This is the biggest field that we have for today. And it's instant sort of 9 grand in our account. So I think we're probably going to be able to do more than just the 3 contracts we have, which would be fantastic. That would make up for the slightly lower earning that we had the previous day. So that is field 18 done. Field 20 is just there. We're not going to go and do that yet, because that's the one that this tractor is attached to, and we kind of want to leave that till last so we don't accidentally redeem it and end up with a problem. Yeah, there's an entrance to that field there as well. So I am a little surprised on the layout of that field. Not our field though, so not a massive issue. We've got a gateway in here next to 17, and this should give us access to FS 15 to field 15, a little bit further around here. I've got farm sim versions on the brain at the moment. We are only 4.5 weeks away from the release of Farming Simulator 25, and I already have so many ideas and thoughts of what I'm gonna do just going around my head for it. It's mad. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. I can't wait to get my teeth into it and have a go. Meanwhile, field 15 here, I can't wait to get my teeth into that as well and earn a bit of money. Before we do that though, what I want to do is get field 18 done. So yeah, 9,218. So our biggest field for today. Let's collect that. What is our next biggest? So field 32, we have a cultivating contract. Let's accept that as well. And yeah, we'll get field 15 done, and then we'll head down to 32, get that done as well. We want to set ourselves a new waypoint, bring ourselves onto the field, down, and away we go along this edge. Give ourselves a nice straight route to go along. and set this field up. This field is going to be a fairly easy one to do. It has roadways at each end, which means that we can go right up to the edge, lift, take ourselves off our GPS course, and then turn on to the next one. So yeah, we won't have any headlands to do here because we won't need to. They'll all be lined up nicely for us. And a nice little bit of overlap at the end. Oh, there might be a little bit of headland because I've just left some. We're just over 50% of the way through this contract now, and I have to say that this is the nicest setup I've used on here so far. This tractor turns beautifully. It handles this cultivator with no issues, and it is just slicing through the field with little to no difficulty. Just absolutely fantastic setup. And yeah, we are on track to get at least 3, if not 4 contracts done today. Again, absolutely fantastic. Knowing that that last contract isn't going to take as much time is making this a lot easier. I do have, though, a loss in contracts. We've only got 2 other cultivating contracts that are still kicking around. When we started today, we had a massive number. So that one there looks like it's quite a lengthy contract. So we'll have to see what happens with that. We should get through this fairly quickly. I'm hoping we can get through 32 fairly quickly. And as a result, we'll earn more than the 20 grand that we are aiming to earn every month on here so far. Still nothing in the shop though. We've now got some tree saplings, some spruce tree saplings come into the shop. So yeah, nothing of any great value in the shop. Certainly no tractor yet, and so we'll just keep continuing on with this. If it gets to March and we don't have a tractor, we will probably have to lease something to get things started, or even use something from a contract. I don't know where we'll be in March, but I want to buy the field and start making some silage bales. So it will be a case of we'll need to lease something at that point. I don't think we'll have enough to buy something outright. We're 90% of the way there on this field. Just need to sort the headlands out. So I'm going to head down to the far end here. I think that this headland shouldn't be too bad. We've got this edge along here that we've got, and then we will come back. There's a little bit down the bottom end there. Otherwise, we're pretty clean all the way around this field. There was a little bit I missed over that way, but I think we'll be okay. So let's drop that down. And yeah, I think this will be enough to finish it along this headland here. But there is just a small bit down to the bottom corner of the field I need to go and get as well. Wow, surprisingly, that headland didn't do it. Oh no, there we go. It has now. So contract is finished on here. We've just got this little bit in this corner to go because this is too large an area for me to leave. So I'll get this finished off and we will head over to our next field, which is field 32. 32 is just up here on the left. I think these gates, I'm hoping these gates open inward. Yeah, they do. Perfect. So we'll head into here and unfold again, I think. Or, well, yeah, I want to do the GPS along this edge here. However, looking at this, we don't want to do it until we reach that corner, really. So we'll unfold this, we'll drop it down, and then when we get to the corner, we will set up GPS, turn my beacons off. Not that they're very easy to see on this tractor. And then once we're lined up along this edge here, once again, we will get the GPS set. So there's our start point. If I put the lines on, you can see it coming out the back, and measuring that course, keeping our line. And as we get close to the corner, we set the second one, and that's looking a pretty good line, so we can turn those off. And away we go. Yep, across the rest of this field. We want to get this done ideally by 3 o'clock. So we'll see how that does. We're already 10% complete though, after just 1 row. So that is very encouraging. I really love how this field undulates, how there's so many different elevations to it, and there's real character to it. It's a very, very interesting field to farm, this one. Sort of bumps and hillocks and things all over the place. And it's a strange one to try and predict. Lots of fields you get on maps basically just have a slope to them. This is not one of those fields. This absolutely is a field that is all over the place, and trying to predict the best way to farm it is an interesting conundrum as a result. Speaking of which, we are about halfway through this contract. It is 2:30, so it's taken about 45 minutes to get to this just about halfway point. I'm expecting the 50% to come up any moment. So looks like we're going to be about 3:15 to finish this one off. And actually that works pretty well. Yeah, there we go, 50%. So looking to be about 3:15 to finish this off. That should work pretty well for us. I'm expecting the actual final contract to not take us very long. So as a result, we should clear at least 4 contracts today. I don't think we're going to have enough time to do a 5th. I think by the time we finish this, and with the time we need for the last one, I think we're going to be hard pressed to fit another one in. 90% complete now, and we're just finishing off the headlands. I've cleared up the bottom headland, and we're making our way back to the main gate. Should complete this before we get there. Should complete this probably before we reach the end of this row, based on previous fields. Yeah, it is 3:20. So for once, my prediction was almost spot on. I thought we'd be done by about 3:20. And we are not far off at all. And yeah, that is another field done. So we've got, so if we did another field of this sort of size, we're looking at another hour and a half. That would take us to 5:45. Now, is that enough time for us to squeeze in 2 more contracts? It would add another £5,000 to our income today, and I think it might be something that is worth just risking. The sun is getting a bit low in the sky, and we could end up doing that last contract in the dark, like we were with the ploughing last time. Let's just complete these 2 contracts though, because that is a lot of money. There we are, and there we are. So we've easily made the 20 grand we want to make today. That field there is 8 acres. That is 2.9. And the field that we need to complete today, that is it's just under 4 acres. I think we can go and get field 11 done. I am going to accept that contract. Field 11 is over this way. There's field 12. Field 11 is down there. Oh, wow. That is bigger than I thought it was going to be. But we'll head down there. We'll go and get that done. I think we're going to head out this way. And yeah, we'll see where we are. See, yeah, it's already 3:30. This may be a bit of a gamble. Looking at the time, it's already 3:50. And I think that we are going to be better off not doing field 11. I think by the time we get to the field, get everything set up and get ourselves going, it's going to be gone 4 o'clock. So instead, yeah, we'll cancel that contract, and I'm going to head up and get field 20 done, which is the contract that this cultivator and tractor came with, and we'll round that out for the day. But yeah, looking at the time, looking at how long it's taken us to get here, to get anywhere near it, it's not going to be worth doing. 10 past 4 and we're down to field 20, and I need to find the entrance, which is just up at this corner here. Let's get the gateway open then and just pull in. And yeah, not a big field, and Great Edge far end. So we'll unfold, we'll set the GPS up there, but yeah, we can knock this out in under an hour, I think, and that will allow us to round things off. Sun is definitely higher in the sky today. Where are my lines already? Oh yeah, they are way off what we need for this field. So we'll bring this up here, line ourselves up here, and then set ourselves a new course along this nice straight bit here. Get our second point in, and there we go. We are all set up to get the rest of this field done. Interestingly, we're most of the way across this field, and it's only saying 54% complete. I don't know if it's lagging behind, but that is slightly concerning because, yeah, I would hopefully be further along than that at this point. We do have quite a bit of headland to do, so we will get those done in a bit. But yeah, certainly seems that they are going to be really important on a smaller field like this. And this actually does tend to show or confirm something that I've thought in a little while. In that when you're doing a field, when you're doing a contract, I think the game weights the headlands more heavily than the center of the field on the contract completion, because you always seem to get a bit more percent complete from the headlands than you do from the actual center of the field. And I think that's to encourage it or encourage you to do as much of the field as possible, including the headlands, because it just pushes it a little bit more in that direction. And I really quite like that. I like the idea that, yeah, you need to make sure you do as much of the headlands as possible, as well as the main body of the field. It kind of skews things the other way when you're doing harvest, though, because you get a lot of the contract done from the harvest, or from the headland harvest, and then it slows down a lot once you get into the main body of the field. So always an interesting thing. I think there must be something like that. We are 93% complete. Look at that. Our percentage from just doing 2 of the 3 sides has jumped to the point where we're now finished on this contract on here. And that's the first field we've ever done for Isaac Ewing. I'm not sure, though, that we have any fields we're targeting that belong to him. All of our targeted fields belong to people who don't seem to be handing out contracts. So there we go. That's another day's worth of contracting done. Back up the shop, and we will jump into our landing. We do need to get our bags of seeds and our bale transporter or transporters. We need to get this back down to our thing. Legal smeldering. But yeah, we need to get both of these back down to our farm. Let's collect on our final contract of the day and return the equipment. And yeah, we have very few contracts available at the moment. So it looks like making 20 grand tomorrow is going to be really hard. Anything in the shop before we go? Nope, just a flatbed trailer. So nothing really of any use. That will be a pain to move around our yard, so I'm not interested in that. So we'll see what tomorrow holds. For now, though, that's where we're going to leave it for today. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.